Are you curious about Apple's latest powerhouse? Wonder how a 6.9-inch display feels in your hand? Eager to see AI transform your photos? Want to know if the new A18 Pro chip lives up to the hype? Join us for an exclusive first look at the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Alright, let's start at the beginning, the unboxing. Apple's always been known for its sleek packaging, and the iPhone 16 Pro Max is no exception. The box is slim, as we've come to expect in recent years, with that satisfying suction when you lift the lid. Inside, we've got the phone itself, a USB-C to USB-C cable. Yep, Lightning is officially history, folks. And that's it. No charger, no earbuds. Apple's sticking to its environmental stance here. But let's be real, we're all here for what's inside the box. So let's power this baby up and take a closer look. The first thing you'll notice when you pick up the iPhone 16 Pro Max is its size. This thing is big, like really big. We're talking about a 6.9-inch display here, which is 0.2 inches larger than the iPhone 15 Pro Max. It might not sound like much on paper, but trust us, you can feel the difference. Despite the size increase, it doesn't feel unwieldy. Apple's done some clever engineering here. The bezels are incredibly thin. We're talking 1.15 millimeters thin. To put that in perspective, the iPhone 15 Pro Max had 1.71 millimeter bezels. It's a small change that makes a big difference in how the phone looks and feels. The phone comes in 4 colors: space black, silver, gray, and the new desert titanium. We've got the desert titanium here, and let me tell you, it's a stunner. It's got this unique bronze-like hue that really stands out from the crowd. The color-infused back glass gives it a premium look and feel that's hard to beat. Oh, and there's a new button in town, the capture button. It's a capacitive button on the right side of the phone designed to make taking photos and videos even easier. We'll dive more into that when we talk about the camera. Now, let's talk about that gorgeous display. As we mentioned, it's a 6.9-inch OLED panel, and it's an absolute joy to look at. Colors pop, blacks are deep, and the brightness, oh boy, the brightness. Apple's boosted it by about 20% compared to the iPhone 15 Pro Max, and you can really tell in outdoor use. The ProMotion technology is still here, giving us that buttery smooth 120 Hz refresh rate. But what's new is the improved power efficiency. Apple's using a new OLED technology that supposedly uses less power while still delivering those vibrant colors and deep blacks we've come to expect. Alright, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Performance. The iPhone 16 Pro Max is powered by Apple's new A18 Pro chip, and folks, this thing is a beast. We've been putting it through its paces for the past few days, and we're genuinely impressed. Apps open instantly. Multitasking is smooth as butter, and even the most demanding games run without a hitch. But where this chip really shines is in AI tasks. Apple's new Apple Intelligence features leverage the power of this chip to do some pretty amazing things, which we'll get back to a bit later. One thing to note, while the A18 Pro is more powerful than its predecessor, it does run a bit warmer under heavy load. It's not uncomfortable by any means, but it's something we noticed during our testing. Now, on to one of the most exciting parts of any new iPhone, the camera system. The iPhone 16 Pro Max comes with a triple lens setup, but don't let that familiar configuration fool you. There are some serious upgrades here. First up, the main sensor. It's slightly larger than last year's model, coming in at 1 by 1.4 inches. In practical terms, this means better low-light performance and more detail in your shots. But the real star of the show is the new telephoto lens. We're looking at a 300mm focal length here, which is more than double the 120mm lens in the iPhone 15 Pro Max. The level of zoom you can achieve with this is honestly mind-blowing. We took some shots of distant objects that we'd normally need a dedicated camera for, and the results were impressive. The ultra-wide camera has also gotten a significant upgrade. It's now a 48-megapixel sensor, up from 12 megapixels in previous models. This means more detail in those sweeping landscape shots and better performance in low light. Now, remember that capture button we mentioned earlier? It's a game changer for mobile photography. A light press focuses the camera, while a full press takes a photo. You can also swipe on it to zoom in and out. It takes a little getting used to, but once you do, it feels incredibly intuitive. With all these powerful features, you might be worried about battery life. Well, we're happy to report that the iPhone 16 Pro Max is a trooper in this department. Apple's packed in a 4,676 milliampere hour battery, which is a nice bump up from the 4,422 milliampere hour in the iPhone 15 Pro Max. In our testing, we consistently got through a full day of heavy use with plenty to spare. We're talking about 30-plus hours of mixed use here, folks. It's impressive stuff, especially considering the larger, brighter display and more powerful chip. Charging is still done via USB-C, and while it's not the fastest charging phone out there, it gets the job done. We went from 0 to 50% in about 30 minutes with a 30-watt charger. The iPhone 16 Pro Max comes with iOS 18 out of the box, and it's packed with new features. The home screen is more customizable than ever. You can now place widgets and apps wherever you want. It's a small change, but it makes a big difference in how you use your phone. But the real star of the show is Apple Intelligence. This is Apple's suite of AI features, and it's impressive stuff. Let's break down some of the coolest things we've tried. Siri. Forget everything you knew about Siri. The new version is scarily smart. It understands contexts, can handle complex multi-step requests, and even maintains conversation history. Feels less like a voice assistant and more like, well, an intelligent assistant. Photo editing. The Photos app now has AI-powered editing tools. We're talking about things like sky replacement, object removal, and even generating entirely new elements in your photos. It's mind-blowing stuff. Live Translate. The iPhone can now translate conversations in real time, supporting over 60 languages. We tested it with a few different languages, and while it's not perfect, it's incredibly impressive. Predictive text. The keyboard is now scarily good at predicting what you're going to type next. It can even suggest entire sentences based on the context of your conversation. So, what's our take on the iPhone 16 Pro Max after a few days of use? In a word, impressive. The larger display is a joy to use, the camera system is top-notch, and the A18 Pro chip combined with Apple Intelligence opens up a world of possibilities. Is it perfect? No phone is. The size might be too much for some users, and all these features come at a premium price point. But if you're looking for the absolute best that Apple has to offer, the iPhone 16 Pro Max delivers in spades. And there you have it, our first look at the iPhone 16 Pro Max. We've only scratched the surface here, and we'll be diving deeper into individual features in future videos. So, if you want to see more, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. What do you think about the iPhone 16 Pro Max? Are you excited about the new features? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.